Your car collection is famous.
I was coming out of banker's office. I saw on Mercedes showroom an E-Class. Impulsively, I bought that. I was suffering as an investor in this market. I thought we need a better service for investors.
1992 Harshad Mehta hits.
People advised me that, okay, if there's a big debt from customers are not paying, it is better you declare yourself bankrupt.
Post-COVID, or when the tech disruption took place, you were one of the first quote-unquote old brokers to transition.
Technology and digitization was never new to me.
How do you see the market fall then?
All negative what can happen, the market has happened. And there is an opportunity to enter the market at a good valuation.
Welcome to this episode of the Disruptors. I'm Tamanna Inamdar. Now, when we feature disruptors on this show, we usually talk to people who have had one big bang moment that changed not just themselves, their company, but the space around them. The person I'm speaking to today has been a disruptor twice over. I'm speaking with Dinesh Thakkar of Angel One, who went with someone just starting out in the financial space to today running a firm worth over 18,000 crore rupees at the forefront of innovation of equity investing in the country. Like I said, Mr. Thakkar, not once but twice. Welcome to the show. Great to have you on.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Yeah, let's start by talking about your journey. Let's start at the beginning. You entered this right after passing through your 12th standard in 1992. At the time when the equity markets was going to be rocked by the biggest scandal to hit it, the Harshad Mehta scam. First, let's start with what was going through your mind as someone who has just completed his 12th, what to do next, what was the thought process there?
See, after completing my 12th, I was looking for doing my course in computer engineering. But somewhere while talking to my family and all that, I come from a family who are entrepreneurs and all that. So what you will do, like studying for 5 years, why don't you start something immediately? So I tried something in my family business, but it appeared that there are lots of restrictions when you go to family business.
What was the family business?
We were into textile, this thing, retail and wholesale. So they wanted me to join wholesale business and do some expansion over there. But what happens when you are entering in a well-established business, they will not allow you to innovate, disrupt. And coming from an era where computers were just getting introduced, and I was very much kind of excited about what computer can do to businesses. So I was able to realize that, okay, in family business there is not much scope, and they will not allow me to experiment new things. So I thought, let me just go out and earn my own capital. And I borrowed some money from my friends and all that, and thought, let me just multiply my money in stock market. A typical inspiration of any kind of young person, they think it is easy to multiply wealth in stock market. And that time, I invested some amount. Unfortunately, made some money. Why I'm saying unfortunately,
What was the initial investment?
initial investment was around 1.5, 2 lakh rupees. And I earned around 40,000-50,000 on that within 3-4 days. So that excited me. How can I leverage more? So I borrowed more. Total I had a capital of 4 lakh. I leveraged this to the tune of around 40 lakh.
40.
40 lakh rupees, because Badla system allowed that. And one day suddenly there is some kind of war, kind of tension between India and Pakistan. Market tanks by 15%. And I'm in losses of 6 lakh rupees. So whole capital gone, 2 lakh of that. I don't know what to do. I do. But then I realized maybe broker did not really educate me. The broker did not really took time to tell me about risk of equity and all that. And plus at that time, even to get a confirmation, used to take 1 day, 2 day, or a week even. So coming from that background that, okay, I was suffering as an investor in this market, I thought we need a better service for investors. That is where I started my clientele business way back in 1990. And 1990 when I started, first actually big difficulty I faced was I never knew what is the price in the market. But that time it was an outcry system. Broker used to go in the floor, ring used to be shut down, and they traded whatever kind of like order they had in the morning. And client outside never got a confirmation on a real-time basis. That is where I realized that I can use a walkie-talkie set to give confirmation to customers sitting outside. So I rented an office just outside BSE in Vina Chambers, which had a line of sight, so I can confirm prices of stock inside to my customers. So that is where gave me a
So wait. So you had a walkie-talkie inside, and remember, this is no mobile, no pagers, no nothing. So you have a walkie-talkie inside, and who has a walkie-talkie on the other side? Someone from your office.
office. So I rented an office which had a line of sight from that floor to that Veena chamber. If you see that location geographically, they are facing just opposite one another. So when I give a confirmation on walkie-talkie, a person sitting in the office will take a confirmation, call a client on phone, and give a confirmation on real-time basis.
Wow. So that was the innovation number one. Who was your first client? Do you remember your first few clients, and was it difficult to get them to sign up with you? Because for people watching this, the toughest one is the first customer. Someone has to put faith in you.
It's a long story, but let me just make it short. So when I realized that investment is not fetching me kind of good returns, and I had almost lost my capital, so I need to use this experience to give a customer service. But then, how do I get my first customer? So that's an era where actually I realized that okay, to get a first customer, I had to first of all convince them how good I am. So I started learning on technical analysis. At that time, to give a view on technical charts and all that, there used to be a charge. So because I was doing this analysis since 1 year for my investment, I thought, why don't I do it free for my customers? But whom do I go and tell? So there used to be like people after ring, they used to go and have pan and all that. So I never knew even how to chew a pan. But still, I used to stand there because after ring, the ring used to be from 12 to 2. So after 2, after lunch, they used to be there. And there used to be a huge curb trading, private trading, if you recall in those days. So I used to go there, have a pan, just pretend to have a pan because I know people who are coming here are traders. So then strike a conversation, market kya lagta hai, what do you think? And I think this way, and I follow charts and all that. And I give confirmation on real-time basis. So I got first 2 customer and they trusted me. They're okay, go and buy 100 ACC and 100 Reliance. So I was very excited. I got a client. After that, what I did, I used to, because I come from textile business, so this textile traders and business people had good interest in capital market. But I need to tell them that I am good at that. I have learned a lots of things. So whenever I used to purchase anything for myself, suppose a trouser or even socks, I used to purchase from different shops. So when I had to make the payment with the cashier, who is the owner, I can strike my conversation. That is how I got my initial 15 to 20 clients.
Wow, amazing. So this is a lesson, a masterclass in customer acquisition, because customer acquisition cost and strategy is one of the most important things in business. So, okay, the first 20 clients come in, then of course word of mouth, you begin to grow, and then 1992 Harshad Mehta hits.
Yeah, so it's then a very kind of like very important phase in my life. So 90, I did all that, and word of mouth spread, and even the best of kind of like big traders also started trading with me. So business was starting to grow. Then I shifted from this Veena chamber and bought my own office at Raja Bahadur compound. 91, around 91 end, I think so. Office was complete. I was doing inauguration and all that. 92 start, and within few months, a sudden the scam happens, and my customers are unable to pay, and I run into huge debt. So I don't know what do I do now. So people advise me that okay, if there's a big debt from customers are not paying, it is better you declare yourself bankrupt. And coming from textile business, we say that we give a word and we make the payment. There's an obligation to exchange from my firm. I have to pay. So till late night, lots of kind of experience. I would not name the community. They told, हमारे community में होता है. If at all client is, at all your business has made some losses, you can declare bankrupt. So I took a call. I will borrow money and I will pay back. So that is where I did my first dilution, borrowed money, and told them that you'll get equity from this on this firm, and I don't know when I would be able to pay you, because debts are quite huge. At that kind of an amount of debt, even big brokers were declaring themselves bankrupt. So they were kind enough to say that we know that, okay, you are a good person, you will be able to build a business. They took that leap of faith, invested around 50 lakh, three people. And today that 50 lakh would be around thousand crores. And still today also they haven't sold.
So, yeah, the three original shareholders of the first dilution, imagine that 50 lakhs put in on faith and now worth 1,000 crores. So, you lived up to that. Uh, Tell me about that time when equity investment was not really part of the culture. Few communities were investing, some people were investing. It's nowhere close to what it is today, where mutual funds and SIP and equity investment on your phone. It's a very different time. At that time, what was the challenge in expansion?
See, biggest challenge was giving an access to customer. So at that time, I think I would put this whole era as from say like 2000 to 2000, I would say 1990, let us start 1990. 1990 till the time demonetization happened in 1997, 98, it was relationship based kind of like business. People did not knew how to start the account, because brokers will not open an account without reference, without verification. It's a physical signature. If at all that differs, we don't know how to catch hold of their customer. So I think main hurdle of for customer was access to a good broker. They never got an access to good broker. Then came an era, I would say, of digital infrastructure where NSE was put in place. There was screen based trading, and shares become dematerialized. So we were able to open our kind of like offices anywhere in India, give them an access, give them visibility about prices and all that. That was the main hurdle, I would say, access to market.
Hmm. Okay. So, it's interesting. It's interesting when you're seeing the phase of this story. Um, the reason why I think this journey is also very inspiring, Mr. Thakkar, is first, you start off at a time when it was shaky. To recover from the Harshad Mehta scam was difficult for a lot of players. A lot of players didn't make it. You make it, you spread. And even when you have, I would say, the next leg post COVID, or when the tech disruption took place, when you suddenly had discount brokers available on your screen, you were one of the first quote unquote old brokers to transition. Was that a bit of a challenge? How did you look at COVID and that whole space and that time over there?
Let me extend my discussion what I had. See, 90 to 2000, take it as a relationship based, and we know that, okay, we have to be good at relationship. A touch point with customer has to be very high, branch office and all that. In that era also, we were investing heavily in technology. When that phase came of creating a digital infrastructure, so that we are able to go deeper into kind of like areas where stock market trading was unheard of. So we were there. After that, at age came, everything got digitized. From 2010, if you see, everything got digitized. So web became popular in terms of back office, front office, and we were on the forefront investing in that kind of like digitization of this whole services that we are providing. And 2015 is where I would say a era came, platform era. So that is where also we were investing heavily. In fact, we were trying to create a super app at that time also, which we called Angel B. Unfortunately, it was not successful because ecosystem was not there. So technology and digitization was never new to me. Or only thing what happens when we are too much into legacy businesses, it takes time to decide which one you want to promote more. So in 2015-16, we saw when this government was very keen and very aggressive on digital India, where Aadhaar, eKYC, and UPI payment become very popular. So that is the time we realized that, okay, we have to focus more on this side. Not that we were not there. So we had to shut down our legacy business, which is physical branch offices and all that. For us, it was not a major transformation. It is just giving a priority to one side of business where already we had built an infrastructure.
Was it difficult to take that call?
No, to take a call is difficult. I will tell you why. See, we had a good profitable business in phygital kind of an like ecosystem. So every office was profitable. But what we realized that although we have a good kind of an like knowledge about building this platform, and but only people are more focused on getting revenue from legacy business. So that is where we have to take a call to shut down. So when you shut down an old business which is profitable and invest more in new business, there will be a phase where there are chances you will be bleeding. But only way to set off mitigate that risk was to grow at the rate of 100%. So we made a plan. It took 1 year for us to make a proper plan, be sure and take a bet that okay, now we are shutting down our legacy business and we would focus only on platform company.
You know, that's another lesson viewers to look at, that you have to, even if you're successful, be ready to take a leap of faith. Do you think that that's a lesson you continue to carry and move forward? What is, yeah, what is so for example, what is the next big disruption coming? Because even the platform broking story is now reaching its saturation point.
See, we have to believe that okay, there are billions aspirations in India and they want to invest. I am not a person who believes only taxpayer is our target market. I believe any person who has saving investable surplus of around 500,000 rupees per month should be given an access to market. Now, as you rightly said, we are into that kind of like platform first era. That is gone. Now we have entered into an intelligent first era where we have to build intelligence in our app. I always say in my all my podcast, today everybody is dealing with dumb app. You have just got an access to markets, but there's no intelligence. So already we have entered an era where I would say now it is intelligent first. We're trying to build lots of kind of like information and use cases where what are the solutions to be given to an investor. Everything is will get converged on one platform. That is where we call a super app. But super app has to be intelligent. So already we are lots of global players are discussing about Gen AI and machine learning. It is not just a words. They are going to create a big impact on every user. So to personalize this kind of like solutions, we need to make machine learn. We need to put lots of wisdom of fund managers, what they do in certain situation for certain customers. Now, when we are thinking about that, we need to have some patience. See, when digital also happened in 2010, we were first to launch a mobile app. But it is not that we saw success immediately. Similarly, when we are talking about intelligent first app, it will take time to get a right solution.
So you are looking at, let me understand this if I'm, then tell me if I'm understanding it correctly. You're looking at the prospect of an AI fund manager or an AI personal advisor who on an app, and I suppose in all languages, will tell someone with as little as 500 rupees to invest a month what to do.
Yeah, right. So, what I am looking at, see, after this intelligent first era, an autonomous era will start where we will focus on tokenized assets. Today, if you want to invest, say 50,000, you can't get diversification. I can't give you real estate. I can't give you gold. I can't give you investment in startup. I'm referring to even this pet project of Nindan Nalkani, and uh, they are working on financial internet. That means all
Finternet.
finternet. So all these assets will be tokenized and fractionalized. So that means if you want to invest, say like say 5,000 rupees, 500 rupees in Mumbai commercial property, 500 in maybe Bangalore startup this thing ecosystem, 500 in international assets. This is possible. So what I'm saying that now what I want is that to build intelligence that for every individual, how do I diversify? So I have to put kind of like learning wisdom of all fund managers. So it is not difficult thing. Then allow the machine to learn. In this situation, this experts took this kind of decision because of this reason. Then you say if there's an inflation going up, automatically your app should be intelligent enough to allow you some kind of a readjustment, calculate your tax liability, and work out what is the right thing to sell at this stage. So what is important is what user wants. There can be an era where intermediaries are not required. What we require is they have to follow certain regulation. That is net internet is working on that. How to fit everything in a way where it is regulated, but it is not dependent on any kind of like infrastructure. Where tokenized which is created, you can transfer your asset from one ID to other ID the way you write your email. So what I'm trying to say, I'm not looking at myself as, oh, just a kind of broking company or just a company who is working on super app. Whatever user wants, there will be a role of people. We have to think about next 10 years and position ourselves how I would be able to solve the problems or requirement of a user in a way that person wants it.
So so just as an aside, the question is coming from what you're saying. In this kind of a scenario, because it's always a question with AI, the more you use that kind of technology, do you need as many people? Do you see then the company of the future, which provides services as you do, needing much fewer people, much fewer, human bodies on the floor?
No, not necessary. See, humans are very aspirational. If they achieve something, then they will think about something new what they had never thought about. So whenever automation happened, I always heard that now no humans are required. Suppose when this ATMs and machines and everything were introduced, now nobody is required other than cash counter and all that. But I do not see banking degrowing or banking not recruiting more people. That is because nature of human is such that they will think about next level. When this is done by AI machines, they will think about something better.
Just from the mindset of an entrepreneur who has seen ups and downs and success, I want to understand your mindset and a bit of your personality for our viewers. For example, nowadays the big debate right now is how much should the average Indian work? Is it an 80, 90 hour kind of a formula where at a certain phase of your life it should be only work or work life balance? Many views out there. What camp are you in?
I'm not in any camp. I would say every individual has their own kind of like aspiration and capabilities. If you have a very high aspiration, you have to work hard. There is no other way.
How many hours do you work in
And
a
that is how I was about to come. So when I started my career and I used to work like I don't know number of hours a week, but I know one thing: I used to reach office by around 9:30, 10, leave office by around 12:30 one night. So I enjoyed that because that was a restless soul I was. I wanted to become like big. I wanted to grow in this business. So I never felt that I am sacrificing anywhere. Neither my family thought. They supported me. If somebody has that, okay, I want not this much. I'm okay with average returns and all that. Better go for work life balance. Everybody has a different formula. I had formula first work, then after certain age, I will give more time to family and all other activity. So I would not say there is one formula is going to work for everyone. If you have a high aspiration, you have to work hard. You have to give more time. See, people say about smart work, but I believe when you start your journey, your smart work will take you to certain position. After that position, no, you're almost with equals. So what differentiates you from other equals is that extra hour. And it's up to you whether you want to give that extra hour to work or extra hour to family or some other social activity.
one extra hour is what it takes. So now that you have reached those goals, what do you do to de-stress? I know your car collection is famous. There's a lot of stories about your new McLaren. So is that your first passion? When did you know you wanted this car collection?
I came to know when actually I was like, when I started, when I made my first 2 lakh rupees. First, I bought a black Fiat. Then in 2014, 2004, 5, when I was doing well and all that, that was a big boom that we saw in India. And I was coming out of banker's office. I saw on Mercedes showroom an E-Class. Impulsively, I bought that. That is where I decide I'm very impulsive buyer. I should not do that.
You walked
I
into a
walked in. I
showroom.
told I want this car. I told evening में आके check लेके जाना. And I do that car to my office. So then I realized if my top priority is business and success now, I am too much kind of attracted to car. I should stop that. So from that day, 2005 till 2015, I did not buy any car. So when I appointed a CEO in 2015, that is where again I started buying car. Then it was line say every car, all the cars I bought: Mini Cooper, AMG, Lamborghini, Porsche, Ferrari, now McLaren. So it is passion which will go parallel. Have I reached my goal? No. Till that time, I don't contribute in that era of intelligent first apps and then autonomous app. I don't think I'm going to say that I have reached my goal. But parallelly now, I spend lots of time in terms of car driving. That is where at this stress.
In Bombay, where do you drive such good cars where the roads, you're stuck in traffic, potholes? Where do you drive them?
Why do you think about car and Bombay roads only? Take your car outside Pune Expressway, go to Gujarat, go to Rajasthan, nice roads, go to track, drive your car.
You drive yourself.
And when I'm abroad also in vacation, I rent a car and I drive in my own car.
What is the other lesson that you can give those who are watching this, who are hoping to make it big as well? Because this is a country of unlimited dreams.
See, for people who are entrepreneurs like us, like India, like lots of people believe in startups and all that. If you have any original idea, now stick to that. You will go through that boring phase, that phase where you say that it's not as attractive. People are not talking about that idea. That today, when I was talking about platform first or intelligent first, it's an attractive kind of an idea. But when a person gets into this, after a few months, he gets bored. Kuch bhi nahi ho raha hai, he says. So my point is that for you, that if you believe in your idea, if you think it is going to change, disrupt few things, stick to that. That is very important. For people who are into job, they should invest in equity because none other asset class is going to give you compounding of 15%. Only way is that discipline in stock market. It is not about being intelligent and picking good stocks and all that. Indices is giving you smart return. Compare 500 fund managers. Only few would be able to outperform this indices. So you are one of the best. At least not top, but at least you're in the top kind of a like 500 list. So have faith in yourself, have faith in this country. It is going to grow at a good rate. In fact, I'm very optimistic about growth rate of our country as we are entering into a phase where actually lots of policies and lots of kind of like help that we are getting from government and entrepreneur, we are going to see a higher growth rate. We should not be influenced by this dull phase that we are seeing in the market. I am seeing within few quarters, we'll see a very kind of like bullish phase coming back to the market.
Looking forward to seeing all that and much more.
Thank you very much.
Thank
It
you
was
so much,
nice
Mr.
interacting
Thakkar,
with you.
for speaking with us. Thank you so much.